Thanks for hanging out and being patient. We're just going to continue on getting some of the things that we need to make this build strong early game. So, I'm just going to grab a spell. It's going to make our next part easier after we get the spell. Beast Torch out, obviously. Two-hand your weapon. And we're going to look for this bright bug. And as long as you got your torch on, the rats won't bother you. Alright, that's what we needed. This next part isn't necessary, but I'm going to do it while I'm here so I don't got to come back. If Vike kills us, he kills us. I'm not overly concerned by it. Although I am going to try and cheese him to get the runes, so the important thing is that you touch the site of grace. Get out your shield, run around the building, get him to chase you. He may or may not kill us. Hopefully he doesn't, but if he does, hopefully he dies too. Just keep swinging. Hopefully he dies, which he did. So now we get his runes and his grape and his weapon. So now all we've got to do is just go back and pick them up. So once he hits you and kind of knocks you off, you want to keep spamming R1 because the game programmed him to dodge roll whenever you swing at him. And even though we're technically not swinging at him, the input still goes through. So now that we got that, we are going to go to Agile Lake South. And we're going to go grab the next map fragment. It's just quicker this way. We could have gotten it earlier, but I deviated from my normal path. Shit. There we go. Looking for these stones. Easy fall. There we go. You'll see this little burial ground. Feel free to pick up the runes if that's your thing. Me, not so much. So we'll hit this bonfire. We'll go ahead and do this stuff. We'll grab the Medectus medallion. Put your beast torch on. It'll keep the rats off of you. Grab a golden seed. Jump around this guy. If you get hit, don't worry about it. Just get up the ladder. Once you're up the ladder, you can quit out to the menu. And it'll keep this dude from pulverizing you if you're not good enough to beat him. It'll just reset the whole area. Just to demonstrate, I will show you. I goofed. So we're going to start at Lascar Ruins. We're going to head north, talk to the lizard chick, pop over, get this site of grace, pop over, grab that just to have it, and then that's where we're going to buy her necklace, and then we'll shoot back to her, and then go to deck this lift. You're going to want about 1,000 runes on you so that you can buy her necklace back.
Hello. Hello, it's rather my mistress, but I was a could I ask that thug only if you've... Oh, to bless the thug, please.
So the reason I'm grabbing this site of grace is because it's just more efficient to load the screen than it is to run all the way back to her from the shack. So that's why I always grab this. And I feel like if you're already here, then you might as well go get the dexterity knot tier, which is right over here. Not to mention, you should collect mushrooms and trina lilies along the way. Mushroom, trina lily. So I'm just trying to give you as many sleep pots as I can possibly get you, because maybe you're not as accurate as I hope to be. Now that we got this lit, we talk to this bum, and we buy her necklace back. And since we're doing it, we'll just talk to him again and get his stuff. This isn't required, I'm just doing it so I don't miss it. Get the emote. Once you get the emote, fast travel back to Scenic Isle, and then over to Raya. By giving her the necklace, she's going to give us an invitation to the Volcano Manor and tell us to meet her at Atlas Plateau, which we're going to do, but we're going to do a few things before we talk to her again. So, back up the Dectus lift. Keep in mind, there's a lot of golden seeds and tears that I probably haven't gotten that you can get. I'm just trying to make it the fastest, kind of most efficient way that I can think of. Again, this all holds true to no matter what faith-based build you do. There's things along the way that you could deviate and get instead of the pyromancies. I'm focusing specifically on pyromancies here. So once you're off the lift, get on your horse, take note of Raya's position. We're going to turn like half left and find this rock formation up here, grab this site of grace for later. Now we can go back and talk to her. She is going to fast travel us to Volcano Manor now. We're going to talk to Tanith after lighting this bonfire. And she's going to give us the key to where we can access the manor. Yay. Go ahead and bust out your torch. It'll make navigating this a little bit easier. Should be able to see. We're not worried about runes here just yet. However, once we hit this site of grace, we're going to go back to Church of Ella, and we're going to buy a couple pots just to get rid of our runes in case we die. While we're over here and we have the beast torch, we're going to go pick up a free pot in this cave up here. And because we have the beast torch, it makes sense. We can do this without ever engaging in combat. Go ahead, light the bonfire so you don't gotta run back here the next time when you do come to complete this. So just below us here, and the wolf shouldn't attack. We get our cracked pot for free. And you see, none of the wolves are attacking us, so we're all good. Run back to the entrance of the cave, and then we'll get on to Volcano Manor. We could sit and refresh. That way we're not aggroed. Alright, Volcano Manor, here we come. So here we're going to be looking to get Somber Smithing Stones 5, 6, and 7. We're going to be looking to get Golden Vow. And we're going to be looking to get our seal that we're going to take into endgame. So here right off, as soon as we jump down onto that first house, there should be a house off to our right. We're going to jump on that and grab the seal that we're going to use for this whole playthrough. So you follow it over to here and you drop straight down, and it should be right through this door. This is the absolute strongest seal in the game at 80 faith, but it's also going to be the strongest for now. So, with our... shit. I went the wrong way. Hopefully I can get past them. Shit. I went the wrong way again. That's not important. So, we're just going to come up these stairs. Run past this dude, hopefully without dying. We're just going to run through this place. I'll pull out the torch so you guys can see better. Get to here, jump down, and we're going to run to the next site of grace. And sit and de-aggro everything. We're going to pop back out, take a right, and we'll get to this door here. Now we're working towards getting the Somber 5 and 6. If you want, go ahead and bust out your dagger. It'll help you get across and through this a little easier. I say the dagger because it gives us access to quick step. So we're going to want to go around this guy. We're going to jump on this building over here. Take it directly across. Jump another roof. And jump another roof. This should be our Somber 6. We're going to work our way back up those same stairs. That lizard man was looking like, what the hell? So we're going to go around this way and grab our Somber 5. Now think about this. This is still early game. I haven't fought any bosses aside from Greyall, where we farm those few souls to get our faith up. We're just going to go. Doesn't matter if we die as long as we can unlock this shortcut. That's going to help us immensely. We're going to run back to the bonfire, and we're going to chill out for a second. Get all the aggro off of us, and then we're going to go and get Golden Vow, I believe. So, give me just a second. I'm going to check my notes that I made here. All right, back to Volcano Manor, where we talked to Tanith. We're going to head out the door, grab a golden seed, and the map fragment for this area while we're here. We're at 7 plus 7. I think the best you can be is 12 plus 10 before you have to kill the Margot to get to the snow area. So there's our golden seed. And we're just gonna boogie. Not stopping the fight or get anything. Again, this route for the somber smithing stones can be used for any build, no matter what. Alright, so we died, not a huge deal. Now that we don't have to get the map fragment, we can just cruise right past it. But it's important to get to the next spot. Because that's where we're going to pick up the Golden Vow spell. And so the way it works is you use Golden Vow and the Howl of Shabriri. And so effectively, the Howl of Shabriri gives you a negative 25 to damage negation. Golden Vow will alleviate 10% of that, and it'll also give you a buff to your attacks, any attacks. Similarly, the Howl of Shabriri, although you get that huge penalty, you also get a huge bonus at 35% bonus to all damage done. And that surpasses the boost that you would get from Flame Grant Me Strength. We're just going to get over here, hit this site of grace, now that we grabbed our souls again. Not that they matter. We're going to sit, de-aggro. Going to push through all this stuff. Make sure not to kill this guy because you will die as a result. It spawns a big worm face dude. If you stay way out to this side, you won't have to engage that big seed beast. And we're going to go to this bridge here. And as soon as you cross over the bridge, I think you can make this jump. There's going to be a shack on the left that we're going to get the Golden Vow, but you're going to get invaded. So there's a good possibility you'll die. But there's Golden Vow. And we're gonna just try and run out of here before she kills us. If she does, oh well. Hopefully you didn't have that many runes. As you're running, though, you're gonna want to keep going forward, and you'll hit this cliffside. You'll want to follow that until you reach a ladder, and then you're gonna want to go up it if you can make it. Hopefully you can. And once you get up here, you should hit the grace site. So just for some added, in case you missed one, you can come up here, and I believe this is a Somber 5. No, it's a Somber 6. So if you didn't get the other Somber 6, you can grab that one. Or maybe there's 2 Somber weapons you're looking at upgrading. In which case, I'll take you to get another Somber 5. We're going to go the Southern Aeonia Swamp. We're going to get on the road. Be mindful of the big dumb giant throwing things. Hug this side and you certainly won't get hit. And so this is huge. The reason I'm showing you this is for pyromancers specifically. So say you have the Erd Tree Seal like we do. We just grabbed it. You'll want to stay on the outside of this town. And say you have the Sword of Blasphemy, or the Blasphemous Sword, I'm sorry. You can upgrade both of these to +6. Like right now. So we'll hit this Site of Grace. And from the Site of Grace, and I'll go the long way around. You just follow this cliffside basically, or this shore. You follow it all around. You'll see a huge red bright bug, and that's your indicator to hang a right. So I'm following the shore, and right around this rock, I should see the bright bug. Here it is. That's my indicator to hook a right. Follow the big purple lights in, and all the way straight back will be your other Somber 5. And if you're an intelligence-based build, make sure to grab all the crafting items going around. So now we're just going to head back to the grace that we were at because we've pulled aggro on ourselves by heading up there. And again, you're just going to follow the shoreline all the way around to your Site of Grace. That's the safe route so you don't get lost. I know where it is. So again, shoreline. You could just cut across, but I'm sticking close to the shoreline so you guys can see. Just on the other side of this is our gray site. Makes sense while we're here. Boogie past all this, hang a left, go up the stairs and grab the seed. It'll just save you time in the end for getting truly overpowered early. And so now we can just jump the tree, jump onto the building, jump back down to our site of grace. And we're good. Now we're going to want to go back over and talk to, get into northern Liurnia Lakeshore. That's where you want to go to next. We're going to work our way through these King's Realm ruins. We're just going to run straight to the wall, jump through it, hit a gray site, de-aggro everything. We're going to talk to our boy EG. And so he's going to sell us Somber Stones 1 through 4. So if you're working with 2 Somber weapons from the jump, you can upgrade them both to +6 once you purchase another one of each of these stones. If you remember, since we started, we've been able to collect one of each all the way up to 6. And we were able to grab 2 of both Somber Stone 5 and 6. Seeing as how we don't have runes enough to purchase, I'll show you an easy way from this bonfire. And we're going to be able to collect another cracked pot, another golden seed, and the runes enough to be able to purchase our Somber Stones. And if we're lucky, we might end up getting Somber Stones from some of the enemies that we would kill in here. So go ahead, hit this, throw your torch on your back, get your flail out. Alternatively, if you didn't want to go through this place yet, because you're having difficulty or whatever, we've kept Greyall alive, so you could go to him and farm him again, if you needed to, for the runes. So there's a Somber 3 that we no longer have to purchase, so that's less runes we need in the end. Activate that trap. When it goes off, get to the side. You're going to fall down and crouch in these bushes before you move again. He's going to start looking around. As long as we stay crouched, we can creep through the bushes. Intelligence, guys. If you need to, kill that bright bug and it'll give you a spell. Don't worry about these guys. They're not aggroed. As long as we stayed crouching. Now they're aggroed. But as soon as we get around this corner, it should go away. If not, just let off your run button. So now there's no aggro on us. Take note of the big handsy and keep on running. Don't stop running. If you see a big purple thing chasing you, just dodge when it gets to you. Hit this bonfire. And then we're going to continue along this path. We're looking to get to our next site of grace. And run, and if you need to, let off a run so you can get your endurance back. But for the most part, you should be able to get through here fairly easy. You may or may not get hit once by an arrow, but we can sustain the damage. Up the lift to our next site of grace. From here, we'll go out, hang a left, grab these 2 mushrooms that are always here. Every time you sit at the bonfire, those come back. So just be aware of these wolves. Make sure to crouch so we don't spook them and they aggro us now. So I usually just run straight through. If you're not as dexterous and all that, we can just jump over to this ladder. As soon as you get up the ladder, we'll take this dude out and one other dude. And so here I'm going to heal to full, just in case I get hit by this page. But you're going to want to stay crouched. Just walk around this corner. Nothing should aggro you, ever, until you get to this point. So what I like to do is try and run around this guy and dodge, hopefully. Doesn't always work out that way. And then get to this point and jump over. That way, because he always follows with a bolt. We're going to initiate the boss fight, and we're going to run to these stairs on the left. And we're just going to keep running until we hit this corner. And then we're going to quit out to the main menu. And you see I had plenty of time to do that. And so now we'll load back in, and the boss should have its AI broken, meaning that we could do whatever we want in his arena, and he's not going to hurt us or anything. So, in a technical sense, this is the second boss we're fighting, but not really. It might take a minute because we haven't upgraded anything, but that's fine. When he dies, he's going to give us about 10,400 maybe runes, and that'll be enough to go back to EG and buy some things. Or you could do what I like to do, is hit this bonfire. And now that we've hit it, we can fast travel it. we're going to head back out to where the page was shooting at us. We're going to hang a right and go through this little pathway here and jump down and get us another cracked pot. Oh, shoot, I missed it. You got to run and jump that one. I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry about that. I can be an idiot at times. I'm thinking ahead is what it is, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. So, run and jump. Run and jump. And then run and jump. You should survive the fall. Get your little crack pot. Fast travel back to the boss we just killed. Royal Moon Grazing Grounds, or whatever it's called. You'll have to run the only other way. And once you cross this threshold, you can call Torrent. And we're just going to follow this road. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see or hear a blue bright bug. I hear him now. And if you go slightly left, you'll see him. You work your way down. Go ahead and hop off Torrent. Walk right off of the edge here. Walk right off of the edge. And again. And we're going to meet Padilla. We're going to talk to him. And what I suggest doing early game is getting a hold of this spell, or not spell, Ash of War, and throwing that on a parry shield. And I suggest getting this ritual pot. It's only going to make you stronger in the end. And then from there, we can hit this site of grace if we're aggroed, which we're not. And then we're going to go back and talk to Ichi. So you can see the number held. If you need to, buy another one. We'll need to buy another one of these if you have 2 somber weapons. And so we need 6,000 more runes. So now we can go back to Fort Ferrith if you still need runes. Or we could go back to the Swamp of Aeonia and kill that dude and progress the story while also getting runes for free. So I'll show you how to do that because we already know how to kill the dragon again, and that takes forever. So we'll just go back to Celia under stair. And from here, again, you'll follow the same path we did to get the second Somber 5. Except the only difference now is when we see the bright bug, we're going to take a left. And we should come up to a site of grace. Make sure to avoid the big pools. If you see, there's our red bright bug. If you take a left immediately upon seeing him, you'll run right into this grace. Now, there's a trick to killing this dude. without ever hitting him. And that's going to be to initiate the boss fight. As soon as you see his health bar, get back out and just wait for him to come over here to you. And you're going to use these rot poles to kill him and whatever else he spawns. It might take a minute to get you a pattern to where you can get him to hit the pools regularly. Sometimes it doesn't work out and you have to kite him to one of the pools, and only one pool will work. Like you can't get the timing done right. So by the time he gets over here, that pool should be ready to hit him. And as you see, he's taking damage. And so now I want to kite him to this pool and basically just do a loop, hoping that it works out. And because he didn't get hit too much by that second pull, I'm going to bring him over here to this one. Hopefully he takes a little bit more damage, which he is. And then I'm just going to come over to this one, because it's the closer one. And then by the time he gets over here, this one should be ready. There he is, taking damage again. And now we're just going to work around. If he gets too close, go ahead and sprint off on your horse. See, if you get him directly in it, he's going to take a lot of damage. So it should work out on this one. There we go. By the time we get over here, this one should do a little bit of damage to him. When you get him to about halfway, he's going to spawn some dudes. And hopefully you can do it to where he gets caught, like right now, he's going to be in a puddle. Well, dang, just missed it. This one should hit him full. So watch out for the ads. If they hit you, I don't think they'll one-shot you. We don't have to worry about killing them, but we can kill them the same way that we are killing him, the boss. So just keep kiting them. As soon as Commander O'Neill dies, we're off the hook from everything in this area. Try and get Commander O'Neill to this puddle, and this should do it. And you'll see all his guys will despawn. Yay, we get the needle. We get Commander's standard. So you can also use that standard on top of all the buffs that you use to even further increase defenses, endurance regen, and attack, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you can stack all of them. So I'm just getting rid of the aggro. And so now we can go back to EG. Probably at this point, if you're only working with the seal that we got for the build, you should have already had enough runes to get what you needed to get. 2. So we'll just purchase one of these. And so now we can strengthen our armaments. Let's go ahead and equip our Erdtree seal. And we can ditch our flail now. Unless we find that we need it, but I don't think that we will. With just 35 in this talisman, we can reach 40 faith at level 35. We've got a decent amount of vigor, mind, and endurance, and enough strength and dexterity to wield most early game weapons. We're going to make all this better, though, as we continue to get some of the other buffs that we're going to want. So, because we only had one somber weapon when starting this, I got it all the way up. And so now I'm going to reconfigure some of these spells. And we got Golden Vow. We've got the Hellish Brewery, I think, needs to go on first, then Golden Vow, then this guy. And that should be good for the time being. Oh, no, it's not good for the time being. We're going to throw this guy on real quick. We're going to flasks, allocate. I'm going to put them all into the blue, just so you guys see. We're going to mix our Wondrous Physic. We're going to put Faith in for the time being. And I'm going to refer to my notes quickly and see what I need to do next. Alright, so you remember this Erdtree? We're going to go to Rot View Balcony. So you can kind of follow the wall. And then you're going to want to get over to this area. You can look down, you can see the area we would normally travel if we were down there to get to the Erdtree avatar. And a good point of reference to use for when we go to attack this guy is this little statue here. So if you get to this statue, we're going to go ahead and we're going to buff with, sorry, let me put this in my strong hand. We're going to buff with Golden Vow. Then we're going to buff with Hellish Brewery. We're going to use our Physic. We're going to drink a mana potion. We're going to do a charged attack. And we're going to just continue that. Wait for those to go away. See if we can hit him with another. We can't, so we'll just back up. We'll let him get to wherever he gets. He'll reset. Drink another potion if you have to. So now that we got him in our sights again, we'll do another charged attack, and one more should do it. Easy peasy. We get all the runes. And more importantly, we get the flame shrouding cracked here. That's going to give us a 20% boost to all fire damage that we do moving forward once we drink our physic. We'll run back over. We'll hit this guy here. We can level up even further. Let's see. Do we got runes enough? Probably not, but let's see. Nope. Let me refer to some notes real quick and I'll get right back. Alrighty, so we're gonna sit here, and this is the easy way I found. We're gonna put this on our physic. We are gonna memorize this spell again, and we're gonna go back to the first step. From the first step, and I say this just to give us a little more breathing room. Me personally, oh shit, I think I'm gonna die. Yep, because I'm not paying attention, I'm thinking. So we're doing this step here to give you a safer path and easier time with the first major boss. So we'll grab this site of grace over here. I know it's a little out of the way, but it makes sense instead of having to run all the way back in case if you died. So, nope, I missed it. It's up. Right up here. You want to be along this path. Follow this to the site of grace. From the site of grace, we're going to have to fight the invader. It's just the way it is. It should be pretty easy, considering all the things that we have now and the power we have. We're going to make our way to Patches, but in doing so, we're going to get invaded. The little Shabriri dude should come to our aid, so that gives us benefit. Although I don't think we'll need it. You could grab those mushrooms. I'm not. I'm just going to try and boogie through all this now. Go ahead and drink your physic. You can go ahead and buff with Golden Vow. Use this guy here. Use your next buff. Switch to this. You might get lucky and hit her when she does spawn. This thing has ridiculous distance, so there we go. 1, 2, 3. She's down. And then we're going to go ahead and go into this cave. Go ahead and switch to Poison Mist. And we're just going to run through this and initiate Patch's little phase. As soon as you open this and take the item, get over to where he drops down, right here, and cast your Poison Mist. The poison should proc on him. If not, try and proc it when he's down on the ground. And right about when Poison Mist comes, the effects of Poison Mist wear off, you'll have him begging you to stop. So basically just run around. He's not much of a threat. Poison Mist should take him to about half health. He'll beg us to stop. And then we'll get the shackle from him. Go fight our first boss. And then we'll be looking to get our next talisman for the build. I mean, I could just walk away from this dude for the most part. Just wearing him down slowly. So he's getting to about half health. He should be begging us to stop here in a second. There we go. Once we choose Forgive and Forget, he'll tell us, you know, he'll be back or whatever the hell. We're going to quit out. We're going to load back in. We're going to buy the shackle from him. Forgive and Forget. If you don't have enough runes now, that's not too big of an issue. We're going to do some stuff and things. And you'll end up with enough to purchase it from him later. Alright, so upon loading in, because we've gone to the Royal Capital already, He's going to be in one of two places. Let me go get my runes from before. Where are they? Right here. So he's either going to be at the Scenic Isle, and if he's not at the Scenic Isle, then he's at Volcano Manor. So usually he's sitting right here. In this case, he is not. So I'm going to grab that, and there's a mushroom that spawns here, right here. We're going to go ahead and go to Volcano Manor, which is where we're going to do our next part anyways. Volcano Manor, right here. And Patches should be just outside of this door. So if you have enough runes, go ahead and purchase it now. We do not. So we're just going to go. So there's one of two things we could do. We could go and fight the Godskin boss in Volcano Manor, and that'll give us access to a Somber 7. Once you have the Somber 7, you can get the 8 and 9 and Kaled. Or we could go fight the easier boss and go get another talisman, which would be my suggestion for people not as experienced. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go down to Stormhill Shack. Something we could do to boost damage that I didn't think about and put it in is we could go and craft oil pots, and that's going to cause us to do 50% more damage with our next fire attack. So if you want, I'll show you how to do that prior to fighting this boss. But before I go and off on that tangent, I'm just going to pick up this Site of Grace so I don't have to come back here. I could just go straight to the boss. So as long as you hug this right side, they'll shoot at you, but they'll never hit you. Get here, dismount, run to the bonfire. And for the most part, I'm doing all this from memory. I'm not, I do have notes because I want to make sure that I don't forget certain items like this one that we're about to go get. So if we come down to Fort Hyatt West, we'll hop on a horse, we'll grab this map fragment, and we'll also take a quick trip down to, shit, I forget the area, but you'll see. So there's Blythe. We're just going to follow this path. We'll see a big bear scratching a tree. That's how we know where our map fragment is. Grab that. Grab our map fragment. And right here is where we're going to go. And so for Margit, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to go in, I'm going to show you the damage that we do before an oil pot, and then I'll show you the damage we do after an oil pot. I'm only doing this in case you want to squeak out more damage than you were before. And it's significant. Hop on the old horse. So for the oil pots, I believe you're going to want melted mushrooms, and there's something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we'll figure it out, and we'll grab it, whatever it is that's needed. That's going to kick us off anyways.
Custom. Goodbye. good profile. Mute BTW.
Oh, shit. All right, so you know, that's how we tie all this back in the route that we've taken. We've already been to this bonfire, and from here we're going to take it back to Volcano Manor, just so you can see how it ties in. I've made this from the start fresh. I had nothing, no drops, no anything. And so we're already sitting at 45 faith, and that's perfect for now for what we're doing, as far as making an OP build early. Basically took 3 shots to kill Margit. And we could have done that without getting hit. So just to show you the route to Volcano Manor. And to get you what I think are the best pots in the game, early level for sure, for any build. And for us, because we're using the Fire Scorpion charm, it's going to be huge. It's going to save you a ton of FP. The majority of people who play this, new, older, unless they're experienced, they don't come into these mid-game areas. Fear of getting one shot, not doing enough damage, etc. We're not going to have that problem. So as soon as we get up this ladder here, we're going to have access to an armor set and a recipe for volcano pots. Volcano pots are huge. Strength, dex is what they scale with. But even though we're all into faith, these pots are still going to be super useful to us. I'm going to keep this as just to show people how overpowered they can become early on in the game, and just running around to grab a few items. I've only legitimately fought 2 bosses at this point, and I didn't get touched by them when I took it seriously. So now that we got these volcano pots, I'll craft a couple of those and show you what those are all about. You see that the Scorpion Charm will raise all fire damage. My goal at this point is to go around, get a few more items, I'm just showing people how these areas kind of tie into each other. One of the places we hit early on was Volcano Manor. And so that's what we're going to tackle next. We're going to go kill the boss. So hop on our horse. There should be a bridge to our left. All right. Once we get across this bridge, this is another good area to farm those volcanic ashes or whatever to make the volcano pots. Just to show you, you can grab them and sit and they refresh, but we've already found a better place for that. So I'm not going to do it on stream, but I am going to show you what you can do to kill this beast if you're an intelligence build. Okay? Going to go ahead, we're going to get on our horse. Going to get up this bad boy, and we're going to run right over to here, and we're going to quit out of the game. So, if you're an intelligence boy or an intelligence strength boy, even if you aren't at all putting points into faith, as long as you've been following this, you've been able to pick up the two-finger heirloom. That'll be enough for you to cast and use. It'll be enough for you to cast with the claw mark seal. You're going to get scaling, not that it matters for this particular spell. So we're just going to crouch once we load in. And we're going to walk right up to the back of this guy here. And you can use Poison Mist as long as you don't do anything physically aggressive or get in his line of sight. He's not going to aggro. And so you can take this dude out right at the beginning of the game if you wanted to. And you'll get his weapon and I think a somber 6. So now that you see that we can do damage and we can do this repeatedly until he's dead, it's just a really slow method. We're going to go ahead and continue on to Volcano Manor. And this is how it all ties in. The golden seed that we'd gotten earlier is right this way, right in front of us. If we continue down this path, we'll go to the map fragment that we've gotten earlier. And if we go here, we're right back at Volcano Manor. This guy's no fun. He's always big mad and will likely kill you no matter what level you are.
Wow, that's crazy.
So now that we're here, we'll just sit down. So here's the deal, Blaze, and whoever else is watching potentially. We've worked towards a +6 weapon. I've showed you how to get the 6 somber stones that you need. And I've showed you how to get another set all the way up to +6. If you were doing the seal that we're using and maybe the blasphemous blade, you could have both of those at +6 right now. We're going to go ahead and work to Prison Town Church. from Prison Town Church, we're going to go up here. Let me get my sleep pots on. You should only need 3, but something crazy might happen and I'll mess it up, whatever. Just know that you can beat this guy really early. We're going to go through our buff phase. Okay? Golden Vow. We'll do Hollow Shabriri. We'll use a Blue Estus. We'll use our Wondrous Physic. And now we're going to get in here when he spawns in. Hopefully we don't get hit in the process. We're going to now run up and spam him. When he starts getting up, hit him with another pot. Shit. I goofed. That's alright. I goofed. I meant to, instead of chugging my damn potion, I meant to throw another sleep pod at him, and then we would have killed him. So, craft a couple more of those bad boys. We'll give it another shot.
Damn, I see what you're doing, that's so smart.
Sorry for the disappointment. Yeah, so if you watched earlier for this particular stream, I think we're on part 4 now. I showed within parts 1 or 2 how to get all your crafting materials to make these. So again, we go through the buff phase, drink our Wondrous Physic, Golden Vow, Hollow Shabriri, Blue Estus. Switch to Catch Flame. And that's how it's done, ladies and gents. Not the prettiest, but it's done. So, oh shoot, let me go down and hit this bonfire. So now our goal is to get a Somber 7. Once we get a Somber 7, we can get up to a Somber 9. We'll fight another boss. Then we'll have access to another Somber 10 and a bunch of level ups, all for free.
Bravo.
Now, let me just see real quick. Status. We're level 43 currently. I've done that without leveling up. So just know that you can too. If you're struggling, keep giving it a shot. Eventually you'll get it. So just follow this path. If it helps, switch to your dagger. You can get across this lava a little bit quicker and potentially evade attacks. If these guys attack us, we might be able to take 1, maybe 2 shots at most. Once you dodge past this guy, we'll continue along the path and open up the shortcut. This dude will probably follow us, not a big deal. Once you hit that elevator, I should just take it down to show you kind of how it ties into this place. That's what I'll do. So, you know, you go down the elevator. There's only one way you can go, and it's through this door. And this ties in right to the last boss that we killed. So I'm not taking my time getting a bunch of random items. I'm just focusing on what it is that we want, which is the Somber 7 from this point. Not a big deal. Again, if you followed our path so far that we've taken from first step, you should already have... Oh, they're amazing weapons. So if you followed since the beginning, we should already have 2 stone sword keys. We're going to need 2 of those here. And this is the door that's going to give us access to our Somber 7. As soon as you exit the door, you're going to walk right here and off of the ledge, and there should be a staircase to the left. And we're going to go up this other staircase, making sure to kill this guy. Run around here. Dagger Talisman. Kill this guy. Walk off onto this cage. Walk off onto this cage. Jump over to this cage. And now we're all set. I think it's right through here. There's a shortcut. Wherever it is. Maybe not. Nope, this is it. This is the shortcut. Opening this door will take you back to Volcano Manor. In case you die, you can spawn at Volcano Manor, run to where Patches is, and the door is on the left. We're just going to make our way past all these guys. just for reference, I'm not going to grab it. That item we see in the corner is a Seedbed Curse that's used to get another ending and progress some storylines. So hopefully we can make it past this guy in one shot. We're going to go right off of the edge, spam our pickup button, and now we have a Somber 7. If you're a pyromancer, that's important because our seal, and this seal scales the best with Dex, or best with Faith, sorry, than any other. Once you get up to 80 Faith, this is the absolute strongest. Unless you go far past level 150, which I would never, and you probably shouldn't either. The only one that beats that out would be the Golden Order seal because it gets the double scaling. So now that we have that, Somber 7, we're going to go right over here to Dragon Barrow West. From Dragon Barrow West, we're going to head right towards this tower. And we're going to find a bright bug on a log. And we're going to kill it. And it's going to give us our Somber 8, I believe. Careful because it blows up. There's our Somber 8. Now, to reiterate, whether you're doing a pyromancy build, an intelligence build, strength, dex, whatever, the path we've taken to get these somber stones can be made by any of those builds. As long as they're using a somber weapon, they're going to benefit from this run as well. So now that we've obtained all those somber stones, we're going to get our seal to +9. We're going to go fight Godric. And after we fight Godric, we're going to cheese Moog. We're going to get our 3rd talisman slot, making us even stronger. And we're also going to gain access to the Somber 10. So we'll have a max weapon. We'll have plenty of runes to level up to where we need to be. And we've only legitimately had to fight 3 bosses, and they've all been cakewalks. All right, so now we're at the Margit the Fells little grace site. I'm going to reallocate some Estus flasks for this next part, just to make sure that I can get through to where I want to be. That should be enough to get me kind of where I want to be. Typically, I would go the way you're intended to go, but for the purposes of hurrying this playthrough along, I'm just gonna go right through the front gates. I messed up and tell him no, I'll use the front gate. Get over here, he'll yell for them to open. Gonna use Golden Vow. And we're just gonna run zigzag patterns, hopefully not getting hit. I might die. Not a big deal if I do. Alright, so once we're past there, get your endurance back and just run. Don't worry about killing anything. None of it's significant to us anyways. We're going to make sure to hit this bonfire. And this is going to be important later. Because once we kill Godric, we can come back here and we can get his Great Rune. Once we get his Great Rune and we use a Rune Arc, we can get +5 to every single stat as long as we don't die. If we die, then we have to use another Rune Arc. Well, that's huge. Think about it. That's +5 to every one of these stats. So we'd be sitting at 50 faith, assuming we didn't level up anymore. And once we use our physic, that's another 10. That's 60 faith. And we're only level 43. We haven't had much difficulty getting to places or doing things, killing things. And again, you're not going to want to stop here. If you get hit, you're probably going to die. You may live. Like that right there, I got hit. Hopefully I don't get hit again. Let's boogie past these guys. Alright. And as long as we hug to the right, we can jump over this, hit our bonfire, and we're all safe. I'm going to take a quick second. So there's two things I want to do for the potential pyromancers watching this. First, we're going to go through, we're going to grab these crackpots because they're important. Hopefully we don't die to this dude. If we do, not a huge deal. Pick up this bonfire for later. I'm going to bypass the seed beast that gives you the golden seed for now. I'll come back and hit it later off stream. We should have no problem with it though, if that's what you wanted to do. Grab the Trina Lily, grab the golden seed. Trina Lilies do not respawn in this game. We're going to go in here. We're going to quit out to the menu. The reason we quit out to the menu is to get the aggro off of us and we can operate safely. If you plan to take this build to endgame, you'll want to keep and interact with Nephili so that you can get the max upgrade for normal weapons. So now that we've done that, we're going to head back to Lift Side Chamber. And for my pyromancers, your fire damage is going to fall off at some point for certain enemies. So we're going to want to grab this, especially for PvE. Doesn't really matter so much for PvP because it's kind of a shit spell. Although it does have a lingering hitbox and depending on your hosts or summons, you're going to have a boon because it'll take a percentage of their hit points, a big chunk. Go ahead and grab the seal. And because you can only get one of those seals per playthrough, what I would suggest is putting it in your offhand, but still catching or using your Erd seal in your right hand, or however you set it up. If you cast with the higher scaling seal, you still get the buff from the offhand, which I think this is like 20%. So it'll give us 20% damage boost on top of all our other boosts when using the Godskin little deals, the incantations. Just gonna go back to my beast torch. Not worried about fighting any of those. So now that all is done, we can go and fight Godric. You could get Nephli to make this easier. I'm just going to do it and see how I fare first. Oh, to kind of show you, so we can wear that heavier armor, which is good for our damage negation. But if you wanted to look more like a pyromancer, here's that set that we picked up earlier. It's a little more pyromancer-esque. If you alter it, it looks cool too. I actually prefer to alter it. For the sake of the stream and showing that we can still be tanky and do magic stuff. We're going to go through the same buff routines as normal. Golden Vow, Polished Brewery, Blue Flask. Probably wouldn't be, well, I'm not going to do it now because it's too late. Skip through this. Back away, use your blue Estus. When he spawns back in, we're going to rush him. There we go. Only got hit once the whole time. Not bad. Again, I've done this without all these levels. We're only level 43. I think this is our 4th boss legitimate. And we're already 2/4 of the way to the snow area. Well, halfway. 2/4. What a dick. So, once we sit at this site of grace, we can get up. We're going to go grab this item, just so you don't miss it in the future playthroughs. Run through the throne room, roll off of the side of this next little area, and we'll grab the Shabriri grate. You don't have to do this, I'm just adding it in because it makes sense. I'd hate to go through and not show you a more important item. So when that's done, we're going to go to Round Table Hold. We're going to interact with these 2 fingers. Get an emote. Talk to her. Ask her about Great Rinse. Now we have the ability to use boss souls to get boss weapons and spells and other items. I think we can talk to Gideon now. Nope, he's not here. So we'll refresh at the bonfire, then go talk to Gideon. Talk to Nephili. And we'll get a talisman. It's going to boost our equip load. Well, can't talk to her yet because she isn't there. Where the hell are these people? Here he is. Alright, now refresh. And that should be the way I thought it was going to be. Nephili should be right here. She is. We're going to exhaust her dialogue in full. And once she says, Fate Dane it, that's when you know you've exhausted it, and she will leave the next time we refresh. Once we get through this whole spiel, we'll be able to travel back up to a site of grace that we had gotten previously, and we'll be able to talk to Var. Var's going to want us to do some invasions, or we could just go fight. If you don't want to do invasions, there's 2 things you could do to progress his storyline and get to where we want to get. We can go into multiplayer. We can use these festering fingers, get in the world, actually go through with the full invasion, whether you live or die. Or you could go into the invasion, like I explained just a second ago, and then quit out as soon as you get in there. And so we're going to try that first. And if that doesn't work out in our favor quickly, I'll take us to where we can do it in game. It's risky, so it's going to suck. And it's kind of a strong NPC, to be honest. Strong when he hits you. Alright, I can already see this is going to take too long, so we're going to go to Atlas Plateau. From Atlas Plateau, we're going to pretend like we're going back to the Dectus Lift, and instead we're going to turn east and head down this way. We're going to grab a map fragment, we're going to grab a golden seed, probably going to grab a couple golden seeds, and a perfume bottle. Makes sense, we're over here, why not? So you'll want to stay off of the main path if you don't want to encounter enemies. Hit this site of grace. Pop right over here for a golden seed. And if we come around, we can get this perfume bottle. We'll get back on the path, and we'll pick up our map fragment. We'll continue along the path, and we're gonna hit another site of grace. I should be more careful and start getting all these crafting materials, but I'm just trying to get this done for you guys. I'll no longer continue the stream unless it's something people want after I get the plus 10 smithing stone for this particular run. So once we hit that site of grace, we're going to travel down the path again. This time we're going to pay close attention to the edge over here. Once you reach the edge, you should see that church right there. And so we're going to just follow this along. We'll find a path down there safely. So right here. And now we go right here to where these trees are. Fall down. No damage. Make sure to stay on your horse. Depending on what other stuff you've done, you might get invaded. If you don't, grab the sacred tear and just run around the building. Hop on down into the cemetery. And we're going to find this spirit spring. From the spirit spring, we're going to jump back up and hug the right to another spirit spring. Going to hop up that. You'll see a bridge. Go across the bridge, get the grace. I say get the grace for your safety, not mine. In case you die along the path or whatever. Then we're going to hop on our horse and go back across the bridge. That might take a little looking on my part. Oops. We're going to pass the cart. We should come out to a road into some ruins. Once we hop up here, we're going to go around and we're going to go to that ruins right over here. Make sure to pass in front of this to where if we die, we're safe. And we're going to interact with this red sign. And we're going to be an invader. Come out along here. Oops. Once that's done, we'll get a rune arc for our calling finger, and we should get the club there. Yep, great stars and a smithing 6. So once that's done, we'll go back to talk to Var. Var's going to be happy we had fun with his invasion tool, and he's going to want us to get this towel bloody. So the Lord's blood of favor he wants us to get. So there's 2 ways. One way we've already been to, and that's at the Church of Inhibition. I'll just show you quickly. I'm not going to interact with it because I want to show you the other one. So if we interact with this corpse here on the chair, we're going to get an armor set, just like what you see in the chair. And we're also going to get her blood on our cloth. We don't necessarily want that because we want to continue Nephili's little quest. So what we'll do is we'll go to the Sorcerer's Isle. And just to give reference, we want to get on this road here. We want to come to this point here. There should be a site of grace here. And then we're going to travel back up the path all the way up to here. Oops. So it's literally directly across from the site of grace. You'll encounter some enemies. They're no threat. Just keep running and you'll be fine. Matter of fact, I'll get you your 4th talisman straight off, and then I'll end the stream. I think if you stay to the right of it, nothing should really bother you. keep running. When you see the red jellyfish, you know you're in the right area. Now, we can also get a buff from that, but it requires us to have like 20 strength, so I'm not going to get that item. Here's our site of grace. I'm going to get rid of the other one. And so now, from this site of grace, travel like northeast. You'll see a big giant walking the road. He can aggro. Just keep running past him. The little dirt path we're on, keep following it. There's our giant. And there should be another one once we pass him. Here's our second giant. And we just follow this path all the way up to the grace site. We'll get an imbued key. And then we'll use the imbued key. We'll go fight a boss, and then we'll get blood on our towel. Here we go, site of grace. Blaze, if you're still watching, tell me that doesn't look like Cornix. From Dark Souls 3. So now that we got our imbued key, gonna run down to this tower here. Interact with it, use our our imbued sword key, and go through the teleporter. From here, make your way across the bridge to the boss door. Go through our buff process. You can try and bait his jump attack. If we die, it's not a big deal. We should spawn right outside. I'm not entirely sure, though. One more. Oh boy, really? He died too, so it's all good. Whatever. That didn't go as I had planned. Not a big deal. Alright, so it took us back to the 4 belfries. Good to know, in case you die. Keep in mind, I haven't raised my vigor at all. I think maybe 1 point. We're just going to run back down to the portal. Going to go through it. Dude man should be dead because we got his equipment. And he's dead because I don't see any fog wall. I guess it's good that this happened, so that way in case you try it and you die, you know how to get back and do what you need to do. So, grab our souls. And make our way to where we first began the game. This way is important for furthering Nephili's quest line along. That way you get the final upgrade mat for regular weapons. So that's where we started. We could go in there, but we're going to go around first and pick up some items that are important for the quest line. The Stormhawk King, that right there, is what you need to give to Nephili. This, however, is your new spirit summon if you choose to use it. And the maiden we encountered and picked up our furled fingers from at the beginning, we're going to interact with her body, and that's going to get blood on the cloth that Var wants. So once we're done with that, we fast travel back to Fallen Ruins of the Lake, and we go back to Var. Once we interact with him, he's going to perform a ritual and break our finger, and it's also going to turn our eyes red, which can be, you can fix that by going back to the mirror at Round Table Hold and turning it off, if that matters to you. If not, then you'll just have red eyes forever. So once he breaks our finger, we'll have to talk to him again and get the item that we want. He tells us not to use it, but we're going to use it. So, I'm just going to do this really quick and put some oil pots on. Grab the Mac fragment. Hit the site of grace. I'm going to perform, for lack of a better term, 2 glitches, just to show you what we can do in this area. Not worried about getting hit really in this area. It is what it is. It's going to happen. I want to say this takes us to another somber stone. I don't know. Nope, stone sword key. That's all fine too. I mean, this area here is relatively safe. However, this part is not, and you're going to want to stay on your toes. So you're going to travel up this path, and as soon as you get to the apex of it, you're going to turn right, and you're just going to keep running. You can grab items if you want. And what I would do is I would go ahead and grab this so you don't got to run back through and grab it again later. And that's so we can upgrade our spirit summons. We're just going to continue on to the bonfire. use that. Alright, so this is where I was going to end the stream, like for good, because once you get this item, you're as strong as you can possibly be, minus talismans. So we're going to get this guy's attention and try and pull him away from that box. Okay, he's going. Let's grab these runes. Let's jump up here, jump up here, jump up here. And that's our smithing 10. We can go all the way around these dudes. We're going to ride the elevator up to Moog, hopefully without being... Nope. We're just going to jump off. We'll go sit at the bonfire. I thought we had a little more distance. We'll just sit at the bonfire. Go ahead and equip your dagger. You can toss everything else. It'll make the next parts easier. So we'll call the elevator back down, ride it up, initiate the Moog boss fight. Once we see his health bar, we're going to quit the game, and it's going to put us on the outside of the boss door. And it's going to trick the game into thinking we're still in combat with Moog. Just for reference, we're level 43, but I've done this at level 1. So, go in, start the boss fight like normal. Once you see his health bar, you're free to quit out to the main menu of the game. This next step's important. Rather than load, you're going to hit continue. If you hit load, it's going to mess this whole system up for cheesing him. So now that we've continued, the game still thinks we're in combat with Moog. We're going to ride this elevator down. We're not going to fast travel. We're not going to sit at any other sites of grace or anything. Head back towards the bonfire, site of grace, whatever you want to call it. As soon as you get here, turn right, and you're gonna come to this edge, and you're gonna walk down right here. And from here, you're literally gonna walk and jump. You're gonna land on this ledge, you're gonna jump and hold your run button, and you're gonna turn around. Our goal is to make it to this ledge here. Once we've done that successfully, that's half the battle. Follow the path that I'm running right now. Once you see blood on the wall, you know we're in the right spot. Once you see the blood and you're to the blood, you're going to call out your horse, which you can do at this point, but not other points. You're going to double jump across. The horse is going to disappear on its own. We're going to run along this path, and we're going to jump up here on this rock. Once you reach the big crack, you're going to call out your horse again, and you're going to walk to about this point and fall into that hole. There should be a ledge that you land on. There we go. And now we're going to perform a double jump and continue striking with our weapon. And we're going to do this for quite some time before we see runes starting to get added into our inventory. You'll see that Moog dies, and you'll continue striking. You'll see 2 more sets of runes getting added to your inventory on the bottom right. Once the second one gets into your inventory, then you're free to fast travel. So in the meantime, I'm going to turn off my mic so you don't keep hearing the click, and I'll turn it on as needed. So with that, Moog should die, and you'll see it flash across the screen, right there, and we're just going to continue striking. Look at all those runes. We're going to go from level 43, that's 1 set of runes, to like level 70 something. That's the second set. Once the second set hits, open up your map and go to the mausoleum entrance. You can go to any gray site, but I say go there so I can show you the next one. So from the mausoleum entrance, we jump down, and then we can use our horse again. Now if you stay to the right, you'll see the bloody wall. You're going to hit this tree. You're going to turn left. Oh boy, I screwed up. I messed up. Alright, so not that tree. This tree. Right here, you're going to run into. From there, you would take a left. And then you would hit this wall. From this wall, perform a double jump. And then another double jump. Might take you a couple tries. I'm trying to rush. Once you get to this ledge, double jump, another double jump, and keep doing double jumps until you can get up to here, basically. In this area, you can stay on your horse indefinitely. So you're just going to go around. You're going to look for this ledge with all the blood on it. You'll obviously see signs. Once you get to this ledge, if you double jump, 1, 2, you're going to keep tapping your R1 so that you stay attacking. You'll do this for maybe 1 minute and 30 seconds, somewhere in that ballpark, and you'll see runes getting added to your inventory. And then you'll see shortly thereafter another set of runes. This will net you somewhere in the ballpark of like 134,000 runes to 137-ish, maybe 40, maybe 140k. And you can do this indefinitely until you get to whatever your desired level is. I'm only going to do it once, and the only reason I'm doing it is to show you guys kind of where we're at this early in the game. I think maybe I've been streaming for a little over 3 hours, and it's mostly been just running around getting things to make us strong. There's one set, and the second set should follow. Let's go. Where are we at? Did it go through already? There it is. There's one. Let's keep doing it. There we go. Okay, so now that that hit, we're going to go back to the entrance. We're going to throw on some armor. Going to throw on some armor just in case. Go through, pick up all the goodies, whatever. Hug the right wall the whole way through. And you can pick up these other runes, upgrade materials. So a smithing 8 should be another rune. There we go. And I thought there was another somber item. I could be wrong though. Oh no, we'll make one pass. There it is, I think. Nope. So I'm being super ballsy right now, just kind of haphazardly going through this area. Alright, so nothing there. What you could do so you don't have to run all the way back through this, I think that might be it. There we go, another somber 9. That's what that was. That's what I wanted to get anyways. So now we can have damn near 2 weapons maxed out. 2 somber weapons maxed out. In the case of our pyromancer, if you wanted to use the blasphemous blade and the Erdtree seal, you'd be in great shape at this point in the game at level 43. Here in a minute, I'm going to show you how many levels that we just got from doing what we did. So, from that site of grace, just in case you die, you're going to run down here. You'll find this little nook, and you're going to hug the right wall. You're going to jump to the right of the tree, double jump, and then you're going to double jump up here. That's going to get us a golden seed. And we're going to wait for this bird to pass and try and get some other items. That makes sense to do while you're here, is all. And you see I'm kind of taking my time here. We can grab that and run to the left. I want to say this is another somber stone, but I could be wrong. Nope. Alright, so double jump back to the golden tree seed there, and we're just going to run around in case we aggroed that bird. Let's see, what do we got here? What I'm looking for is another sombering stone. Alright. I want nothing to do with that bird, thank you. Let's see. There's our swarm of flies if we choose to use that. Maybe that's it. Some more runes. I could have swore there was another set of somber stones over here. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. We're going to head up to this bonfire up here. I just want to see something real quick, maybe. Maybe it's somewhere else that I didn't think of. Nope, just more runes. Alright, so we'll sit at the bonfire. Level up. So, from level 43, we can get all the way up to 78. So that's what, 44 levels that we gain from doing next to nothing. And we can already have almost max faith. If you're going up to 150, you can get 80 faith. But, oops. For us, we're just going to go do that. We'll throw a little into mind. I like 19 mine. 19 mine is a safe place. So from level 43 to level 78, how awesome is that? Now we can take that a step further. And all the runes that we've been running around collecting along our way, we can use those. Let's just see where it puts us. I'm only going to use up to here. It's got to be good for at least 2 more levels. So we'll get 40 there. I'm going to leave endurance alone. I don't care about endurance. You know what? Yeah, we'll go faith. Man, not bad. We went from 0 to hero really quick. I'd like to get another 2 points at least into faith to where we can get the most out of our levels and our seal. Our seal starts performing really well at 60. Go to this guy and we'll get our final upgrade onto our Erd seal. Plus 10 weapon. And we could have had it at 43 and stayed at 43, or even earlier. I'm going to take a small break from the stream. I'm going to end it, and when I come back, we'll get into getting our 4th talisman and subsequent upgrades to the pyromancy build. Give me just a second. We gotta interact with this chick, and she'll give us the 3rd talisman slot. And so now, because we don't plan on getting hit, right? We can just add another 10 as long as we have full health. 10% damage boost. That'll end up being swapped out eventually. But early on, man, it just makes sense. Why not? So with that, I'll end and get myself together, and I'll come back and get this done for you guys.